I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we take a spectacular tour of statues at Walt Disney World and beyond.
Yeah.
This is an exciting episode.
Sure, yeah. I think it's something that people don't really think about.
I agree. The statues are kind of overlooked, but there are a lot, and a lot of them are magical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. There are a couple that come to mind immediately when we talk about statues.
Some iconic, classic, but we're also probably going to get into some that might cause a bit of an argument.
Oh,
I don't know. I had some I put on my list that I was like, I don't know if this counts.
Yes.
Let's find out.
Well, it's always worth discussing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into it. Before we dive into our list of statues, though, we did want to say thank you so much for joining us. If you're on an audio platform like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then you want to help the show, you can. And all you have to do is to leave a review. And that would help boost the show, and we love reading them. So that would be awesome. And if you want to see the visual version of the show, where you can see which statues we have placed upon our recording desk today, then you can do that by visiting the Neverland Navigation Co. YouTube channel, where we upload the visual version of the show weekly for free, just for you.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you are thinking about taking a Disney vacation or a cruise vacation or even a Universal vacation, just think about emailing me at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com, because I am a free-to travel agent. And I would love to help you with all of your trip planning. I can usually find a better deal than you would be able to find yourself. And as a thank you for letting me be your travel agent, because I get paid commission by wherever you're traveling to, even though I get you a better deal than you would have gotten yourself, I give free trip t-shirts to my clients from our 5-star Etsy shop. So custom family trip t-shirts that can basically have whatever you want on them. So yeah, that's just emailing me at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com.
All right, definitely. Now, before we get into our exact list here, I did have a question for you.
Okay.
I wanted to know how you felt about the latest addition to our statue lineup stateside here at Walt Disney World, which are the 50th anniversary statues, which are like interactive statues.
Right. And I guess we couldn't have had this list without talking about these, although I didn't really put it, like if I were doing a top 10, I don't know if I would have put them on there. But I have like a kind of a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to these.
Okay.
Because at the very beginning, when they first came out and they were brand new and fresh, I was so excited about them because you kind of like go try to find them.
Yeah.
Some of them are even kind of hidden, like a boo up above you when you're walking into Adventureland. And then they were supposed to interact with your Magic Band Plus, right? So then it kind of got annoying because they all stopped working or they stopped working well, and people were like trying to shove their Magic Band at these statues, and it was just wild.
That tainted your perception of them a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
But now I'm back to liking them. I just don't expect them to do anything anymore.
Me neither.
Yeah, but the hard part was they set this expectation. You're going to walk up to like Miguel and he's going to start playing the guitar. Yeah. Right? So I had that expectation, and so did everybody else. So it was a source of frustration.
Yeah,
when it stopped working. Yeah. But I don't think it was well planned out, because there's like a million people walking by all the time. Right. So they would just be constantly going off, constantly.
And for a while, that's kind of what it was. And there would be sometimes people would kind of make a little line. Yeah. To like wait to interact with the statues, which I don't know if they were thinking that might happen.
I wonder if they didn't realize how big Disney Band Plus was going to become. Oh yeah, where like everybody had it.
It turned out that was a pretty big deal. Magic Band Plus. It did pretty well for them, I think. Yeah, they don't release like sales numbers for that kind of thing, but I see a lot of people with them.
I see most people with them. Yeah. And I think, and I love mine. I love the lights. I love how it lights up.
That's my favorite part. Yeah.
And like if there's a fireworks show going on, then it's like lighting up. Yeah. Yeah. Even like in Haunted Mansion, when you're up at the attic scene, it's doing like the red pulsing, like the heartbeat. Cool. Love that.
Brings you a little more into the story.
Yeah, interactive. Yeah. Fun, Do you love the 50th statues?
I love the shape. I wish they never talked.
Yeah.
You know?
And see, that's how I think of them now.
Yeah.
And so that's why I have a new appreciation for them now.
I like walking past the Figment one
Yeah.
and Epcot. I
Yeah.
like seeing the Olaf one and the Miguel one and World Showcase. There are a lot of them that I think are quite cute. And obviously, like you said, the Abu one really stands out in
Yeah.
Adventureland.
Yeah.
That one is definitely cool. Yeah, I enjoy them for what they are. I just, the interactive element is a little bit of a letdown.
Mm.
And I do feel sometimes like, oh, statues of the characters scattered throughout the park. I don't know how like Disney World that feels to me.
Oh, really? You don't like it?
There's a little bit of like almost like a cheapness
Okay.
that goes with that, like how at like Six Flags they'll like scatter like um cutouts of the characters and stuff
Sure.
throughout. I don't that doesn't really speak to me. But the statues, a lot of them are like well designed and they're pretty. And interactive elements aside, I'm glad they exist, I think.
Yeah.
On the whole.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So should we get into our list of permanent statues then?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right. The first one we have on here is truly an iconic statue.
Yeah.
And that would be Partners.
Yes. Partners is like to me, it's the statue.
Totally. It is iconic. It is on Disney merchandise. It is in so many vacation promotional materials because, you know, it really says to a lot of people Disney. Did you know that this debuted in 1993?
No, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, when I found that out, which was only a couple months ago, I was very surprised because I kind of, I guess, just had the assumption that it was there all along.
Me too. I assumed it was opening day. So this is Walt holding Mickey's hand, by the way, and just in case you're not familiar.
Right, yeah. And I think Walt making his gesture out toward the future or the crowd or whatever. And Mickey kind of looking enthusiastically side by side. I think it's a very beautiful tribute to the fact that all of this was Walt Disney's, you know, imagination, his invention.
Right.
I think that's needed for the parks. I'm glad it's there. I had no idea it was so new, but
I didn't either. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in 4 theme parks around the world and at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. You can find it in Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, the Walt Disney Studios, and Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, which is soon to be renamed Adventure World or something.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney Adventure World.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, made of copper, 6 feet tall, 5 inches. This is more information than you're going to get about any of the other statues on this list. It just happens to be.
So, do you think that's life size then?
Do you think
that's...
I don't think
6 feet is about, you know.
I don't know how tall Walt was, but I mean, yeah, I would say roughly. Yeah, roughly at least. Here's a fun fact about
That's
it.
exactly how tall Mickey is. I mean.
Oh, yeah, 6 feet, totally.
No, he's not 6 feet.
I'm joking. It's like Chip in the Beauty and the Beast show. He's 11 feet tall, right? The letters STR on Walt's tie represent Smoke Tree Ranch, a resort in Palm Springs where Disney owned a home.
What?
Yeah, so that's kind of cute.
That's weird.
I think he loved it there.
Okay.
So I think that's cute to like incorporate something he loves. It is a little weird to have like a non-Disney reference on the Disney statue.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just our Disney brains, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't know that this was a thing, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
It's very, this is kind of interesting as well. This is all from the Wikipedia page. Thanks, Wikipedia. The plaque beneath the statues bear slightly different versions of the words that Disney never actually uttered. His closest actual words to the inscriptions were, "I think what I want most of all is for Disneyland to be a happy place." Parts of sentences from an unrelated interview were added to this to create the inscription that is in the parks now.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Doing a little piecing of things together to make things a little bit more magical, which I definitely am down for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walt appears as he did in 1954 in the statue.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So that's Partners. Definitely one of the most iconic things from Disney parks.
Yeah.
Statues, castles. It's like right up there.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. That's why I'm shocked that it wasn't an opening day thing.
I
Very
know.
interesting, or close to it. I would have thought if you had asked me to, place a bet,
Right.
it wouldn't have been in the 90s for sure.
No, exactly. Very surprising. I'm
Yeah.
glad it's there.
So the next one on our list is goes along with the same thing, and that's the Roy and Minnie statue.
Oh, I love this
I
statue.
don't know that this one has a name other than Roy and Minnie statue.
Yeah, I don't think anyone calls it anything other than the Roy statue.
A thing that I find interesting about this is that it moves around.
Huh?
So it's been in different spots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, always in the same area at the very front of
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom, but it's been on the side that has Tony's over there, and then it's also been
Really?
on the other side. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now it's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So that isn't that you can look up pictures and see the different places that it's been.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
And they don't really give a reason for that. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this one's iconic too, but not obviously quite as iconic. But I'm glad that they've given Roy some appreciation.
If there's going to be a place for Roy to have a statue, the
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom is absolutely the correct place. It was the main focal point of Walt Disney World when it opened, and obviously he was tasked with carrying on the plan to open the Florida project after Walt's death, and it was his work to overseeing it being finished as his brother would have wanted that resulted in it being the success that it is and the way that it is now. So I definitely think this was needed for Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. This one debuted in 1999, so not too far after. And there's also one in the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank and in Tokyo Disneyland.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
In my mind, I had created this narrative where, oh, well, Partners is Walt and Mickey.
Yeah.
So it's Roy and Minnie because of Partners. But this predates Partners.
No.
Does it not?
Well, it's the sister statue of Partners, and I think you said that Partners came out in what, 94?
93.
93. Yeah. This one's 99.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay.
So no, Partners is first.
So I was right all along.
Yeah.
Should have trusted my gut.
You had it right. Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
If these two had a fight in a cage match, who do you think would win? Partners. Or Roy? Yeah, I agree. Walt Disney could take them down. I'm just joking. Next one we have, staying in the Disney family, is Walt the Dreamer at EPCOT. This is new. Brand new, sparkly new addition to EPCOT. I think Walt having a statue at EPCOT is a good idea.
Yeah.
This one got memed.
Yeah,
people
didn't love this one.
The posing is what they had a problem with.
Yeah, he's sitting down and kind of hunched forward.
And so people were saying it looks like he's on the toilet.
I know, I hate that.
Here's what I think. I think y'all need to get your minds out of the gutter. And I think that it says more about you guys than it does about Disney that you turned this into like a toilet situation.
Well, and
okay?
Unfortunately, I agree. And unfortunately now when I see it, I can't not think that people think that, which sucks.
Yeah. It's annoying, to be honest. I don't like it. I wish I could take it out of the world,
out of my brain,
because in general I think it's a
really sweet sentiment.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of people say, oh, Walt Disney never would have liked EPCOT the way it is. Have you heard people say that?
I have totally heard people say that. I hear people say stuff like that all the time.
Ridiculous, all
of it.
Walt Disney
was all about progress.
Yes, he was all about progress. He was all about the ever-changing nature of the projects that they were working on. He saw a lot of things he dreamed of be completely different by the time they opened. Yeah. He also loved to make money, and he would have been absolutely thrilled with the success and critical acclaim of EPCOT.
Right.
And also Walt Disney had set in motion, just to clear things up, had set in motion plans to create a World Showcase. Originally, World Showcase was going to be a street in Disneyland, then was going to be its own particular part of Progress City, when the idea was to have EPCOT be a functional, lived-in community for people. And the Future World Theme Center is basically a World's Fair, which
Yeah.
is what Walt was obsessed with in his time.
Yeah.
So if you think that Walt wouldn't have liked the concept for Epcot, I think that's not true.
I agree totally. I do find it frustrating when people say that, like, you don't know. And I mean, like when we talked about the tiki birds, that was originally supposed to be something completely different. That he dreamed up.
Chinese
A
themed.
Chinese food sit down restaurant with animatronic birds, and then he was totally happy what it turned into. But that was a completely different thing,
Right.
with
He
the
wasn't.
only thing similar being the birds.
Yes. He didn't take it personally
No,
when things like
he didn't
evolved.
throw a fit. Yeah.
And that's a testament to his leadership and to his vision,
Yes.
you know? So yeah, Walt the Dreamer, I really like the statue actually.
I do too.
Something that bothers me is that it's not centered on the bench in World Celebration, so it's kind of strange.
You think they do that so people can sit next to him?
I do think that, but even in that situation, neither you or Walt Disney or the space between you and Walt Disney, none of that is centered ever. So I don't think that really works out. So
for
that,
pictures like you had hoped.
yeah, just a little weird. I actually do think it looks good in pictures. I think where it doesn't look good is when you're seeing it, like with your eyes in the park.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, why is it not in the middle?
That's funny.
Something I love about it, though, is that the concrete behind Walt Disney has imprints in it that are they are like a stone cast version of the original plot of Epcot.
Oh my
like
gosh.
Progress City.
I didn't know this at all.
Yeah, very
Where
fun.
Is this?
This is, so we're in the World Celebration Gardens. We are
Right.
behind Spaceship Earth and behind the building behind Spaceship Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in front of those new concentric circles of light.
Right.
And Walt Disney is on a bench, and
Okay.
behind the bench is a concrete backing, and it's like a curved concrete backing, and etched into the concrete are these like concentric circle designs.
Oh my gosh.
It's all the radiuses.
Yeah, I hadn't looked that closely to what was behind the statue.
I really liked
I
it.
really focus on the statue when I've seen it. Interesting. Okay.
They did that.
And like we said, this is relatively new.
Yes.
And there's always people in front of there taking pictures. So
yeah, we actually haven't been over to this area very much. I did take a picture with Walt
when it first came out.
it first came out, and that was very fun. But yeah, that's one of my favorite little details, and I think having a depiction of Walt as a visionary thinking of a better tomorrow in Epcot is like very apropos.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love this.
Naysayers be darned.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up.
This is where we might fight.
Oh, let me take off my gloves.
Let me just see what you think.
Put on my gloves.
All right. Put on your gloves. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Take off something else, right?
My earrings.
Yeah. Your glasses. Whatever.
Yeah.
So when you think of statues, right? You're thinking of stuff and like concrete, like a,
Yeah.
like
you nailed it.
I did nail it. So one of the first things I thought of was the bus and Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But they're projected on.
Oh, I thought you meant the like riddle thing.
Well, like
the queue.
There is that too.
Those are definitely statues.
What do you think about my singing bus?
It's
not an animatronic. I did think about this for a while.
It's kind of, I do think they're statues, but I think they're unconventional because I think they're probably made of fiberglass or something.
Sure.
I doubt they're stone.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean they're not statues.
Right.
Neither's Woody. Woody's not made of stone.
Mm-mm.
We're talking about Toy Story Land. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would call these statues.
Oh, sweet. Okay, we're not gonna fight.
Let me put my earrings back on. No fighting required.
No fighting. Okay, so the Haunted Mansion then, if you go with me, if you the audience are okay with this, has lots of statues, and I love all of them.
Yeah.
Even the details in the pet cemetery, like Mr. Toad's,
that's definitely a statue.
Yeah.
Statuette, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay.
And I love all of those details and this kind of feeling that these statues give you, this eerie kind of feeling that you're in a cemetery, that you're by a cemetery, or they're singing to you when you're on the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I didn't even think of these. These are great.
Yeah. I just ambiance, everything. This is like apart from, I feel like we've got to name the Walt one, the Roy one first, because they're so like iconic and classic,
legendary,
and they're like part of what makes the dream, right? But this is for me the best one, where it's like immersing you in the story.
Totally. I definitely get that.
Yeah.
It's such a clever way to tell a little bit of the story
Yeah.
before you get into the ride, because you've got this macabre experience in the ride, but the graveyard ahead of time, each of the tombstones and stuff tell their own little piece of the story. How
Yeah.
clever. I love it.
Yes.
And the Pet Cemetery is definitely one of my favorite little tributes for Disney fans.
Yes.
To have Mr. Toad dead in there is so heartbreakingly clever of them.
So heartbreakingly clever. I love how you said that.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. I'm happy to see Mr. Toad. I'm very sad to see him in a cemetery.
Yeah, same. I agree.
Yeah, love that. That was very good. All right, you're going to have to talk about these next ones because they are your forte.
Okay, I have been on all of the Disney cruise. Nope, I have not been on the Treasure
You
yet.
take that back.
Dang it.
You're going. It's fine.
Yeah, eventually I'll make it.
Yeah.
So I have been on 5 of the Disney Cruise Line ships.
Yes.
And they have really made like a thing out of having a specific statue in the atrium of each of their ships.
Yes.
Yeah. Jake is holding up the one of the Little Mermaid. There is a different character that graces the atrium, which is not always called an atrium, depending on which boat you're on, and welcomes you to the ship.
Yeah.
Right? One of them has the Ariel from the Little Mermaid. One has Cinderella, and even has Jacques and Gus and Lucifer. One has Sailor Donald. One has Minnie, and I believe the other one is Mickey in a sailor outfit.
Yeah.
Sailor outfit? Is it
Captain's coat?
No, it's like a fisherman outfit.
Oh, you're talking about the one with him in the coat?
Yeah.
And the hat? Yeah, I
Yes.
think that is like a fishing outfit.
Fishing outfit. I was just trying to identify the name of this outfit.
Yeah.
But this has become such a thing that when Disney announces like a new boat, we're all guessing, what's the statue going to be?
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
If you count the
Have we guessed Destiny, or did they already tell us?
We did guess, and they've already told us.
Okay. What was it?
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to quiz you.
No, it's okay. So
wasn't it a strange, like...
It was Black Panther, I believe.
Yes, I think, yes.
Yes. I'm trying to get straight the ones I haven't been on. The Treasure has Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet.
Yeah.
And then the Destiny has the Black Panther. The Adventure, I'm not sure about, but it's probably already announced.
Right.
Cool. But that one's sailing out of Singapore. So
do you like that they're always different?
I do like that they're always different. I find their decision on what's what very strange.
Yeah, kind of weird. Because why?
Yeah, I feel like it made a lot of sense at the beginning. The first ones were Mickey in the fisherman outfit, and then Ariel. That made a lot of sense because the water. Once we're getting into some of the later ones, like Cinderella, I mean, that one's on the Wish, and she.
Yeah, and the Atrium and Cinderella theme.
Yeah.
So there's some logic there.
Yeah. And then also, if you count this, there's also kind of a statue on the outside of all of these boats.
Oh, right.
Like doing painting. There's like a Goofy and a Dumbo and Rapunzel and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting how they decided to do
who goes where.
Who gets what ship. But I love it.
Yeah, I think that's super cute. I like that it like adds a. First of all, I like that they sell them in the gift shop because it is definitely the thing I would be most likely to buy because they're unique to each ship, which I think is really cute.
Absolutely. Yep. So that's a super fun one, and I like that they've made a thing out of it. You're never going to go on a Disney boat that doesn't have one of these.
Yeah, I like that. The Atrium statues are their own kind of little iconic situation.
Yeah.
All right, our next one takes us back to the world of theme parks, but we're not in a theme park, we're in resorts.
Yeah.
And that is because Art of Animation and Pop Century all feature these larger-than-life statues of, Morgan really did not like when I called them artifacts at Pop Century. So...
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. So I will not call them that.
Okay.
Instead, I will call them relics. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
That's fair. That's even worse.
Wow.
No, I would say objects from, the time periods that they're representing in Pop
Yeah.
Century. And in Art of Animation, they're like characters from animation.
Yeah, at Pop Century, they're supposed to be representing the decade that they're in. So like
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp are in the 1950s. There's also a Mickey phone. Can't remember which one that's in.
Yeah, like a rotary phone.
Yeah. So and
So
then
cute.
at Art of Animation, they're just representing their area. I particularly love like the Lion King ones in the Lion King area.
Yeah.
I think those are really well done, and they kind of did a whole statue scene over there.
Yeah.
I really love Squirt being Crush and Squirt being in the Nemo pool area.
Those are great.
Don't love the Little Mermaid one as much because they just don't do
the
well.
Ursula one's really good though.
Really good.
Really
And
good.
Triton, to be honest.
Yeah.
They just have a hard time, I think, really capturing the essence of Ariel when they do statues or animatronics with Ariel, and it bums me out.
Yeah, they haven't nailed the formula.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I will say I also love the Roger Rabbit one. I think that one's incredible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good ones. Just walking through there is a lot of fun because you can kind of see all these huge statue sculpture things, and I really enjoy that. It's one of my favorite parts of walking through those properties is checking out all the cool big old statues.
Yeah, I love it too. I love that they're larger than life. They like paint a picture of where you are. They, I don't know. They make me feel a certain good way.
Very Disney. It's almost Disney store vibes.
Yeah.
At the Disney store up in the rafters.
Yeah.
They used to have all these
throwback.
scenes of them getting into antics or painting or all the fun things you could have Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, and Daisy do. And Pluto was up there as well, I believe. And honestly, I think it kind of takes me back to a similar state of mind.
Yeah,
to that.
I agree.
Shall I dive into this next one?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going into the Magic Kingdom. Are you feeling magical?
I am.
Here we enter Worlds of Tomorrow, Yesterday, Fantasy, and specifically talking about fantasy. We want to talk about Cinderella's Wishing Well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Now, okay, so statue?
I think so.
The well?
Not the well. I mean
you mean the Cinderella statue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that not by the well? Where the kids can see it at a different angle?
The well is like on a pathway off to the side.
I think I'm confusing two things. Yeah.
The well I don't think is a statue, but Cinderella does have a statue.
Yeah.
And I think you're right to be confused because I think the statue that they're making is like of her in the moment at the well, perhaps, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's it's weird. Yeah. But what you were saying was that it's got this perspective trick, which makes this statue, I think, even cooler than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
It adds like a layer of fun.
It's very thoughtful.
I agree.
Yeah.
The idea is Miss Cinderella is featured in statue form. Yeah, that's her full name.
Okay.
Miss Cinderella featured in statue form. And if you are looking at her straight on, you will see that there's a lovely painted background behind her that features all of these ornate details like florals and a crown. But if you look at her from the perspective of a child or a particularly short adult, you will find that it actually looks like the crown from the background painting is on her head as a fun little forced perspective trick.
Yeah.
Fun.
Super fun. I really love that.
I'm saying that like it's not fun, but I actually find this detail to be completely...
I didn't think you sounded sarcastic.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to because I do find this detail to be charming. It's like, not like her prince. I do think it's like that little extra added thing that makes it worthy of being right next to Cinderella Castle.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is her big one. This is Cinderella Central right here. You've got her castle, and then in the walkthrough on the bottom, you've got all these beautiful mosaics telling the story of Cinderella. So to have this kind of nearby, I think is a nice little way to wrap that up as well.
Yes, I agree. And I can't imagine. I don't know that my brain would think, let's make this different from different perspectives.
Yeah.
I love that.
What a fun, magical train of thought.
Yes. For the next one, you might fight me. Let's find out.
All
So
right.
I put this on the list, but like I had a really hard back and forth of it. Is this a statue or is this a topiary? But I don't think it's a topiary, but I could be wrong. You tell me.
Okay.
New to Feedy in the Moana water section of
Oh,
Epcot.
yes.
God, she's beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah, but I don't think she's a topiary, like living topiary. Is she or is she?
I don't know that I would consider her to be a topiary at all.
Okay.
But I also don't think the festival topiaries are true
No, I don't think so either.
topiaries.
Oh, you don't.
Either.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say count as statues, and I was like,
Well,
yeah,
no,
definitely not.
definitely not. But I don't think they count as.
But sometimes they get overgrown. You know how you'll see that pictures on Instagram, and it's like, oh, Pooh is bloated or whatever.
Yes.
Because he hasn't been trimmed as well as he was at the beginning.
Right.
And it's because it's a living topiary. I kind of am under the impression Tafiti is not real.
Yeah, like completely artificial. I think she is.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too.
So, yeah.
But we don't know.
Does that make her a sculpture? I don't know. Does it make her closer to sculpture than to topiary?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think if I'm going to put her in one or the other, I would put her in statue.
Okay, great. Well, because I think she's freaking gorgeous.
She is. She's one of the highlights of that.
If you will. I think she's the highlight. For me, like, it's like you get up there and it's like, you know, angels singing or whatever.
It is
so
really fun.
Beautiful. The first time you see it, for sure. And maybe you saw it when you went by the monorail, you know.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's like spoiler alert when you're taking the monorail in there. But when you get in there, it doesn't even matter because she's so big and magnificent and gorgeous.
And there's like a lot of good places for you to take pictures with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes the Moana experience even more worthwhile.
Yeah.
The journey of water.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So we agree. No fighting.
No
guys.
fighting
All
involved.
Right. Yeah. All right. So moving on, we're definitely not going to fight about this next one.
No. I actually for a minute did Google our fountain statues.
Oh, it's a statue in a fountain, don't you think?
That's what the internet said too,
Good,
and I completely agree.
To me, this one, when we were like, okay, we're going to do a statues one, first thing that came to my mind. This beat Partners in like the first thing that came to my mind. Wild. What is wrong with me? Go on.
Well, whatever's wrong with you is wrong with me too, because I have this at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Which is Miss Piggy as the Statue of Liberty.
In all her glory.
Outside of Muppet Vision 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is an iconic statue.
It's like you're in Muppet World.
Yeah, where everything is wrong and Miss Piggy represents your freedom somehow.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy as the Statue of Liberty is in the attraction.
Yes.
She's featured in the final show scene, a glorious minute and a half long finale. Yeah.
Did you know that there's another character in another ride that is wearing a Statue of Liberty outfit? This is a little trivia for you, Jake. So there are two different characters in two different Walt Disney World rides that wear a Statue of Liberty outfit.
Are you talking about the daughter in the Carousel of Progress? Okay.
Oh my God. Good job. I asked
you.
my parents, who are also Disney fanatics, and it took much longer for them to get there.
Really?
Because that's such a small scene, small character.
It is kind of like...
It's a deep cut.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have seen the Carousel of Progress.
We do this a lot.
Way more than the average person.
Yeah.
The average park goer, I would say. So it's definitely embedded in my mind. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, well, Miss Piggy.
Me too.
Yeah.
The Miss Piggy statue used to have more Muppets in there. It used to also have Gonzo and a couple of the rats and stuff.
I didn't remember that till you just said it.
Yeah, after the refurb, a couple of refurbs, they kept removing pieces of it, which is very sad. Makes me wish it were the way it was.
I hope they move it when all of this changes and we lose our Muppet courtyard. I hope they move it to in front of their roller coaster.
I can't tell you how happy that would make my heart, because this is one of my favorite pieces of iconography from Muppet Vision 3D. It seems like an absolute crime to put it in the archives or to keep it out of guest view. I just really hope they end up using it for...
Don't Lucky the dinosaur this thing.
That would be heartbreaking to me. It is a fan favorite for sure.
Mhm.
People make
Good photo op.
t-shirts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great photo op, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to see this preserved in some way.
Yeah. I should totally make a t-shirt out of this.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. All right, well that's it. That's Miss Piggy. Do you want to take us to the next one? Still in
Sure.
Hollywood.
Still in Hollywood Studios. This one is multifunctional.
Ooh.
Also dual function. Its dual function being that it is also a lightning rod. And that is our favorite Mickey Mouse up there at the top of the very front of the park at Hollywood Studios.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool that he's a lightning rod.
Yeah.
I think that is awesome.
Keeps us from getting struck by lightning. Thanks, Mickey.
Thank you, Mickey. I think that him on top of a spinning globe is a very fun touch.
I do too. I think it really adds to the period of the glamour of Hollywood time, like the spinning globe. It just all works.
He's on top of the world.
Yeah.
It's it definitely gives show business. It's a retro Mickey Mouse with a faux pupil eye.
Yeah.
Where his whole eye is black. I think that's a really good style for this choice, and I think it's a really fun way to add some Disney energy to the entrance of Hollywood Studios right off the bat. Because it's very Hollywood, Grauman's Chinese Theater at the end. You get the Pluto neon sign on one side. So that's not a ton of Disney.
Right. And I think, I think this might make sense to you decoratively, but they designed the front of Hollywood Studios, or what used to be MGM Studios, to be like the air, what was it called? The airline.
Oh, well, you were telling me about this. Pacific Airlines.
Yeah,
or
something like that. And so this also kind of, to me, fits that global travel airline feel because he's on top of a spinning globe.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's like I'm imagining earlier 1900s travel, like plane travel and stuff like that.
Yeah, mid-century airport plane travel vibes. Yeah. They've got in Marie and Enzo's in Disney Springs, they have a very similar kind of theme to that, and I always think that when I think about the connection that you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. I see how the statue fits the aesthetic of that, and I think it's a great choice for Hollywood Studios, and I didn't know that it was a lightning rod until pretty recently.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a very fun fact.
It is fun.
All right, I'm going to let you take
He's saving our lives.
One. He is. He's our Lord.
Yeah, this next one's not that fun. I don't know if I even agree with it, but I put it on here. So I'm just say it, and we'll either talk about it for a minute or we'll just move on.
Speak your heart.
Yeah, well, the guitar in front of Rock and Roller Coaster is just such a big, iconic, and all of it, like the guitar that turns into a roller coaster track with a car on it with people, you know what I mean? That whole thing is technically a statue, and I mentioned it because it's just so big and it tells you exactly what you're getting into. It's such a good sign, if you will. Like we talked about it on the signs episode. But I don't know.
So you're questioning the validity of it as a
statue?
As a statue.
Giant.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, is that a statue or is that a sign or is that
I feel like it's both.
Yeah, I could definitely see arguments for that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I hope it's preserved in in the Muppet takeover. I feel like it will be. I do
too. I think they're just gonna pop some Muppets in that car and we're gonna be good to go.
I would be very happy with that.
Then add the fountain somewhere in that little area.
Yeah, big old courtyard, lots of space for a fountain.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Our next one is Woody over in Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big old statue.
Yes.
Is this the biggest one on the list?
It depends on because of the hotel stuff.
Oh yes.
That hotel, the ones at Art of Animation and Pop Century are either the same, if not bigger.
This Woody, unlike the 50th anniversary statue, speaks every time it's supposed to speak.
Every time.
I like it.
And changes for the holidays.
Oh yeah, tell the people how.
Well, they just put some holiday decor on and around him, and Does he change what he says? I think he might change what he says
Oh,
for the
I don't
holidays.
know that for sure.
Mm,
But I like that they do a little holiday
yeah,
decorating
blow up.
of this. Yeah, I think that's so fun. I like all of the statues around Toy Story Mania, specifically
Me
as part
too.
of Slinky Dog.
I do too.
I think they add some fun energy to the area, and because they're toys, they kind of feel okay being static.
Yes.
You don't feel pressure to have them move.
Yeah. Big, colorful, larger than life. I love it.
Yeah, very, very fun. Definitely matches the vibe of the land quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this next one is over in Animal Kingdom, and we of course have to talk about the dinosaurs in front of the dinosaur attraction.
Yeah.
Hey, fun. Lots of sculptural stuff going on.
Yeah.
In this attraction,
Yeah.
particularly because it's meant to be like a museum.
And it does give me museum vibes.
100%.
But you said that there was a statue change at some point.
Yes, there was originally a different dinosaur. I don't remember what kind of dinosaur. In front of the dinosaur attraction when it was called Countdown to Extinction upon Animal Kingdom's opening in 1998.
Uh-huh.
A couple of years later, Michael Eisner took a look at that and said, oh, a dinosaur-themed attraction. We have a movie that we're trying to promote about dinosaurs. Let's throw that in there.
Yeah.
So they added some footage of it to the pre-show, and they swapped out the statue in front of the attraction for one of the iguanodon, which is the central dinosaur in the film. Dinosaur.
I wonder what happened to the one that was there.
Really, really good question. I don't know.
Hmm.
That definitely feels like, in my opinion, something that could have been destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's not like they were thinking, well, we'll open something else up dinosaur themed at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It being so new, it doesn't feel like it had enough staying power or significance in the minds of fans to be like preserved,
right?
Because it was so big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's gone forever. I do think they'll probably preserve the dinosaur statue they've gotten now.
Yeah, I hope so.
I would think.
God,
Yeah,
I hope so.
I don't think they'll keep any animatronics or anything.
No,
I think those are all gonna go. Maybe pieces of them will be archived, but I think the dinosaur statue has the best shot of being saved. Maybe the big old bone dinosaur.
Maybe.
This dinosaur skeleton, one might say. In the queue, I think that might get saved as well.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I think it sets the scene for the museum type feel that you're supposed to feel going back there.
Yeah.
I like it. My next one, you'll have to tell me. So it's something that was originally supposed to be an animatronic and now doesn't move at all whatsoever, considered a statue.
Oh my god. I don't know.
If so, I'm nominating Disco Yeti for a place on the top statue.
This does make me laugh.
It's ridiculous. But
it's tough.
If a statue is something not moving,
right,
it's like artful.
He wasn't designed to be a statue, but he kind of is one now.
He has been for quite a while.
Yeah, I would say that's the closest thing to something that he could be.
I mean, he didn't make our list of best animatronics, did he? Or did he because of what he was supposed to be?
I think he was like an honorable
been
mention or something because of that very thing, that he was so impressive at the beginning. But now he's just a statue.
He's just a statue with a strobe light hitting him.
It makes me feel so bad for
Joe Rohde.
For Joe Rohde. More than anybody.
Me
for
too.
Joe Rohde.
Me too.
Yeah, that one is probably honestly the most unfortunate one on the list, is that he's in statue mode forever.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one.
Yeah.
Since that one maybe doesn't count.
Yeah.
And this is another statue in a fountain, and that's Gaston and LeFou.
Oh, yeah.
Over in New Fantasyland. I just think it's just a good, like, oh, here's where you're at. Yes. You know what I mean? He's this big Gaston statue right in front of Gaston's Tavern, over in the area that houses a bunch of like different Beauty and the Beast stuff, like the restaurant and Enchanted Tales with Belle. And I think it's fun.
It is fun. I think it has a lot of character. I think you don't see them anywhere else in the land other than Gaston has a portrait in Gaston's Tavern, which is so like
funny.
Nothing.
It's so funny because he's technically a villain. Like, there are no other villains that get this kind of like fanfare.
It's
It's so
true.
far pre us getting our villain land, but
Yes.
it's so funny. I just think it's funny.
It is funny. It's like everyone loves Gaston just like they do in the movie
Yeah,
in real life, despite the fact that he
he's
like
a
attempts
total
murder
jerk.
in the film,
Yeah,
is a chauvinist to
yeah,
Belle, is
yeah.
like the worst person
Well,
ever.
I was having this conversation about why he doesn't feel as much like a villain as the other Disney villains.
His song goes so hard. It's such a good
It's a good
song.
song, but like Ursula has a good song too, and she's
Oh,
terrible.
that's a
But
very
it's
good point.
because he's not trying to take over the world or whatever. He's just trying to be a bad husband.
Yeah. That is his goal, isn't
Yeah,
it? Is to
yeah,
make Belle his little wife.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He
in the
wants to be a
grand,
really bad husband.
some would say Beast is a worse villain.
Some people say that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with those people, but people would say that, I think.
Well,
Yeah, it's a good statue too. His pose, like LeFou,
yeah,
like it's all good.
yeah.
I like all of it.
It's fun.
I could deal with I know this is not a question, so let's ask this before we get to our last one. Are there any statues you would like to see? Any
Oh,
statues of anybody that you would like really enjoy seeing around the park? I feel like
Mary Blair.
Oh my god!
Did I steal yours? I'm
No,
sorry.
I didn't even think of that. That's so good.
Mary Blair, like
In the
with
contemporary or in
with a 5-legged goat or something.
that's such a good
Yeah.
one. I love that. I was gonna say Roger Rabbit.
Oh, well, that's so good though. Roger Rabbit doesn't get a lot of representation. He, if nothing else, has big history in the park.
Right.
I completely agree with that.
That would be really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
I feel like statues are a really good way to commemorate things that aren't around anymore. I
Yeah.
think that's why I like the Mr. Toad
Mhm.
one so much, and I would love to see, like, even if at Animal Kingdom, if they have a little statue of like Flick from It's Tough to Be a Bug, I would really be happy with that.
Yeah, me too.
Not because I liked that attraction. I think it was awful.
No, we did not do that.
But because yeah, literally. But because, it encapsulates the history a little bit, and statues, that's what they're designed to do.
Yeah, I agree. That would be cool.
All right. Wow, that Mary Blair answer shot me right to the heart. How does she not have a statue? That's so true. All right, the last one on our list is the Cameraman, which is a statue in Disney's Hollywood Studios. I feel like most people walk right on by the sucker, but it has a really interesting history as well. I kind of wanted to get into a little bit. The original statue of the Cameraman is in Burbank, and he's kind of reaching out toward the Hollywood sign on the Warner Brothers studio lot. But there's a replica of him in Disney's MGM studios, which is kind of interesting. It was worked on by Aldo Favilli and his son in Rome, and the idea was to encapsulate an old Hollywood cameraman with the plaque that reads, "He envisioned dreams that others might share." The statue features a director's cone, the thing that they were talking to, but the director is not pictured, and he also has a shooting script. And the shooting script, on it, there's a list of people the sculptors wanted to thank, and it starts with Papa y Mama, thanking his parents, which I think is so sweet and so cute. I
didn't realize all these details were on it.
Yeah, me neither. I've looked at this statue for a while,
too.
but I didn't notice any of those.
Right.
It was placed at the entrance to Hollywood Studios, which is inspired by the 1930s and 1940s, which obviously the statue very much fits into that time frame very well. And this article that I'm getting this information from is from Atlas Obscura, and basically the point that they make is that this statue enjoys much more attention even at Hollywood Studios than it does in real life, because in real life people almost never go to see it or visit it.
Well, yeah, is it somewhere weird?
Yeah, it's I think they said it was like next to one of the entrance gates for the Warner Brothers lot.
Okay.
Which is like not a particular. Here it is. It's located near Gate 2 of the Warner Brothers Studios on the corner of Lakeside Drive and West Olive Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all kinds of people go to Disney. So yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So this one last thing is the statue is opposite the Smokehouse, an old school, a red leather booth eatery that opened in 1946 and has fed many people in the movie business. George Clooney and his producing partner Grant Heslov had so many meals there that they actually named their production company after the restaurant.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's located very near to the Smokehouse. If
Mhm.
you ever end up visiting there, then take a look at the original Cameraman statue because he's kind of cool. He's got a cool little history.
Yeah. Very neat.
Yeah, and I think it really.
I'm glad we still have it since we're losing so much of the Hollywood-ness of Hollywood studios.
I was literally just about to say
Oh.
that it's like one of the only things really left.
Yeah.
Hollywood Boulevard in general is like one of the only things really left
I
from
agree.
that bygone Disney's MGM Studios era. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, if you want to take a look at some history, they also have the original dedication plaque on there, which was like an excerpt from a speech by Michael Eisner, and it has the original Disney's MGM Studios logo on it. So you can always find that if you're feeling particularly nostalgic for those bygone days. But yeah, that rounds out our lists of our favorite statues at Walt Disney World and beyond.
Yeah.
So if you would like to tell us some of your favorite statues, we would love to hear. Maybe your favorite is one of the 50th statues. Maybe one of them's got your heart.
I do like the soul one. I
That's
should
the
have
one that
mentioned
stands out to me too.
Yeah,
The Joe
yeah.
Gardner one.
Yeah.
That one is really good because his whole piano.
And it's a big, it's
Yeah.
a big statue over by the Hollywood Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios.
Good
and
spot for him.
Yeah.
Good statue. That
Yeah.
one is really good.
I love that one.
All right. Well, we would love to know, and you can let us know on our social media. We are over on Instagram and TikTok at Neverland Navco.
Yes, we also have an Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation on Etsy, where you can send us a message and tell us what your favorite whatever is, ride, attraction,
Statue.
and I will send you some design options and make you a custom shirt, sweatshirt, or dish towel.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're off to go read some plaques on some statues, so we'll see you
On our next adventure.
Goodbye.
Bye.